We give thanks to God for today. We need to be happy because God has blessed us with so many blessings. You look good, you look nice, you have good health, you are strong, and you all, I can see your smiling faces.
I want to say a few things about the letter A in leadership, L-E-A. And the A, I take the word attendant.
People say, "Me no more can be kakra efa leadership no American one seven no." Na bro focus no leader no me yi no mafua no kan ho asem. Na de ye no e kire say attendance and they say ishemudie.
Okay. Attendant leadership. It is very important. How we always see attendance like present, senior, present. But I want to take it a little bit higher today. This blending, what happened to my house yesterday?
We actually imagine ekusi idea be a course so
The men from the congregation that I worship came to my house yesterday morning for prayer, breakfast and prayer.
A member now, baby, a miss Mono. Omina be share fee say you bomb pie na yakanyano.
The reason why we organized it because something had happened in our congregation.
And we here say sana muti ebe musan say na BBSC ewo asafuno.
So we saw it need for us to come together, have breakfast, and then dedicate 2 hours to pray.
Enti ehun here say yebeka ehun abom na ya bompai.
Attendance, basically what I'm trying to say is servant leadership.
Say meka enhemu eni enimu asemu a na meka osom eni enimu.
For this month, all the 3 Sundays, there was
Obi Kramaka shena untum and say and if you hear Pamcho the bell
I'm so weird close
okay. Well, DJ management into us.
Okay.
So what happened was for the first 3 Sundays I'm here, I wasn't there.
Bese siada etwemu bese miensa na mewaha no na meni baby amesoma no.
One of our elders, wife was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and they say it has spread everywhere, and they've actually given him how many days to die? 1 to 3 years to die.
Okay. As a family soon no elder baako ne yire onya cancer na nia kuduro no say enan ene MC twato nempo omo akire edapoti a obekọ ni krechi.
We have another man who also live in Glendale, somewhere here in Bowie. I also go to church, also there. Also was diagnosed with cancer.
Yo, unyabe mebinso asafokro no mu a or the body no sa abra Berman or no so when you cancer.
We had another man, very active military man, and always very active in evangelism and service. Also found out he needed a liver transplant.
Safokrono osoja nibia wapon ne ho obon ho modi onyankopon asesem no ho pa ono so ne brabo ho abasem a se onya fufura de beba ade. Another
man that we live in the congregation also told us his wife collapsed and fell because of low blood pressure.
Asafokrono mu onyaba akone ire etwa hwiye ne ha ne se ebinu de ha no pressure no onu de yellow na ehu ema otwa ahwiye.
All this happened this August 2025.
Asemi nyina si busumi yi emu.
Apart from those in the bulletin that we're praying for, this continued to happen.
Say a bompaye a dear Nancy William Cos.
So I think it's very important. And yesterday I led a devotion with this passage, Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Carry each other's burden, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. And I want to talk about it in a few minutes.
Yeah, and inti Anna Mino Mushia, Mijina. Sa Bible quotation ya so e ka se mo so so amoho ene so abia na sa yo no mo di wie Kristo emra no so di.
Now when I finish here, what I want you to go home with is to understand what it means to be a servant leadership. A servant leader.
Say ye pon free ha ade a me pese ye di kofie ene se se kase obi ye enianim ni a osaye osomfo enianim ni osomfo a watimi atiase yi pa.
You see, God designed Christianity to be communal. God designed Christianity as a plural, a family, not individuals.
Onyankopon abusia na safo no uhye na bosia enye nipa baako ene enye nipa yi say oba na be ma baako nemom eye abusia ena oka o mabomu.
Because God designed it this way, and that is why it is always essential for us to depend on each other, to build one another, encourage one another, strengthen one another, and always be there for one another.
Esan say ekwan ya me fa so ye na safo no eye dodo aka bia ntino ehu behia say ye nyina ye betimi aso so ye ho ani so mu bia ni aboboa ye ho na se obi ehia mo a na of obi so ho no ma obetimi aboa say ni pa.
So Galatians says to carry one another's burden. A burden is a heavy weight that people cannot handle it alone. That's a burden.
Enti bia ye kinka e emu ansam ni say se obi aso adeso a na kire say adeso no ade a emu odu a se jai ma obakofo no kwa say onso a enye ye e banisa na ehiamoa.
To carry to carry means to walk alongside, to lift, to support, to walk with someone who's having that burden.
So kase yesoa adesoa no se yesoa e kire se also kanipa no ho na ne no etu anamon.
A burden is like a state that when you go to hospital and someone you know, very strong, active, work, do everything, and all of a sudden somebody have to hold and protect a person to walk.
Se me kam mo atiase ya etise obi an hodin na yare abono no akoto yare sabia na be kwa akohwe a obema gramo e kura na oba besia no kuri no oba na aso no mu na ɔde no ɛkɔ eni nti okura na de so a emu ane no ɛnante.
Because that person cannot walk alone. Somebody have to give him what? A support.
Nti sɛ ɔyarefoɔ no anaasɛ obi a ɔso ade so ano ɔno nko a entimi nante ɛwɔ sɛ onya obi ɛma ɔgye ne tata.
The burden can be emotional, physical, spiritual, or circumstances.
Ade so a ebetimi ayɛ deɛ ɛwɔ wakoma mu ebetimi ayɛ honhom fam ebetimi ayɛ honam fam ɛyɛ bebree ɛnya deɛ baako.
Now let's listen to what the Bible is saying. He said, carry one another's burden. So burden and carry to give the support. And then the last sentence he said, when you do this, then you are fulfilling the law of Christ.
Enti ninche mu ni sɛ so adesoa no mu abia na kyerɛ sɛ wo bua sɛ nipa no ɛwɔ na adesoa asunu mu na Bible no ɛto aso ka sɛ wo yɛ sa na wo wie onyankopɔn mmara no asudi.
To fulfill the law of Christ. What is the law of Christ?
Onyankopɔn mmara ɛne deɛ wɔ he Yesu.
John 13:34 said, love one another as I have loved you. When you do this, then the world will know you are my disciple.
Ɛno quotation no de ma no ɛho asɛm a ɛne sɛ Kristo sɛ yɛndɔ yɛn ho nti sɛ yɛyɛ saa ne yɛdi Kristo adehyidie mmara no so.
So 3 things.
Enema miɛnsa.
1, he mentioned about burden. 2, he mentioned about carry, that you give support to someone. And then 3, when you do that, you're fulfilling the law of Christ. 3 things.
Nti enema miɛnsa baako ɛyɛ adesoa baako nso ɛyɛ soa anaasɛ jikura deɛ ɛtɔ so miɛnsa no ɛne sɛ woyɛ mmienu na di kan no a deɛ ɛtɔ so miɛnsa ne sɛ wadi onyankopɔn mmara no so wawie esudie.
So now that raises a question.
Na
the Bible is said, I, Nicholas Kojo Mensah, need to fulfill the law of Christ. By what? Carry somebody's burden. And that raises another question. How can I fulfill the law of Christ unless I carry somebody's burden, right? Mm-hmm. How can I carry somebody's burden if I don't know your burden?
Asana me body tofen ni say wase soa ade obi ade soa no soa ana aboa obede no atumi asoa obi ade soa se onim ni bakro no ade eso no a onim ni hawa onim na ade soa obede na wasoa bi aboa na mana yi.
I said this yesterday because it touches my heart a lot, and thank God we are not like that. Omono nipa no ade ato no owu na obi kraba bua no na say I need my space. I don't want anybody to visit me. I want to be by myself. I want to be alone. But the question is, the Bible said I need to fulfill the law of Christ by what? By supporting others, by exercising my Christian duty, by helping somebody, by walking alongside with someone. And if I don't know it, how can I do that?
Yetimi wo say kroyi mu said aha amamresi tie no obia epe ade ne ho obia pese o ma ho kwan ma obi eba ayi ba bia owo krampo na ye yenti sa esan say yenti sa no ntino ye ne ye pa ye ne ye na ye dan ana asam obi so ade so a na awasa wobua no nanso unim so unim di a obedan na wabo na mana yi onyankopon asam so se ye so obi ade so mu ne aboa no a eno na ma onyankopon asam a waka ato ho no etimi abamu enti na kwa koye asembisa si enimu a ye be den ani abo amna yi.
Now, that's one word that I want to point out here that I want us to go home with. When you talk of a servant leader, and I say a servant as a servant of Christ, we need to serve one another. A servant leadership involves humility, listening, and empathy.
Adia me pese di kofie ani se ka se obi ye enianimu ni na at the same time onipa no esa ye osumfo a ehia ahobrase ba jo betima sa go su dia
listening, humility, listening, and empathy.
O sa wo ye nipa bi a wo nipa ho do unya tenka pa edi ma nipa o sa wo tie enipa nso e wo sa wo ye obi a obro ho ase.
Good. The master of all is empathy.
Kristo a wo ye na ye wura no o wo nipa ho akoma pa.
My brothers and sisters,
Don't
feel sympathy for me.
Let us
not feel sympathy for one another. But I want you to be empathy. Sympathy means to feel sorry for somebody. Empathy means to feel for somebody, to feel with somebody.
Say sympathy no, and they say obi a koti bi na eye omobo was say on person obesa na emom empathy no eye obi a owo akoma ne ukomu no wode ne nan ahia wo mpaboa mu ene wo gina tibia ba akomu.
You see, when you go through crisis and I feel the way you feel, then I understand and I treat you because I put my shoe on your foot. I put my foot in your shoes. And I feel the way you feel. And that makes me help you to walk alongside with you so that you can be fine.
Say, or however to ye bi. Na say wo sa atinka a meka ho asem ya. Emma wo de wo nan ewura onipa no mpaboa mu. Enti ne ekoso e wo nipa no nipadua mu wonso saa de no bi ekoso e wo nipadua mu. Na no na etimi epagya wo. Emma wo bo nipa no emma ayamka.
For you ever to exercise your spiritual duty as a servant, it's always good to know what people are going through and to feel it. And that's how you can help the person better.
Say about bra, say a Christopher. Answer now, betimi at see obi a man who has say, Nipan a comono. Also, Dikai a deal night. The
Bible said in Romans 12:15, rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn.
Romans 4 say, you know what I need no almost so so you know
1 Corinthians 12:26. If one part suffers, everyone does what? Suffers.
Se baako epra enyo no kwa na wanya na emu nipadua ni nyina enya tenkan bi.
In Christianity, what holds us together, what glue all of us together is empathy. If we feel for one another, it helps us to understand one another, and then it triggers us to help one another. And that's empathy, and that's what glues us together.
Kristosomu no sa atinka meka ho asem no eno ne ade a kanyen efam ho kanyen ebom na ye nya sa ade no a etimi aboa am ye etimi aboa ye ho sede Bible no can.
Jesus demonstrated this, and he wept with mourners when they were mourning.
Aso American Yesu Kristo yewrade ebitu no na oni ona wosun esunye.
And Matthew 9, he felt compassion with a crowd.
Matthew no was say onya odomo atinka edema.
You see, empathy is very powerful that it softens the heart and resolves conflicts. And it builds trust on each other. Empathy.
Se ye timidi ye ho ehye ye ho empaboa mu ewode ye nuanu ekomu no a eboyen ama yetimi eye nia osiye.
Empathy is the bridge between the brokenness and then belonging.
Se obi akoma abubu anase aka me ononko a satinka no ena aye etwen a eka sanema no bomu.
Empathy listen first before it talk.
Obi a o satinka no odika tie anse no akasa.
Why empathy listen before he talk? Because he want to listen. He want to know exactly what is going through, what he going through, because he want to help.
Here, sir, obedi kan eti asem ni ye. Esan se opese ohu no ti ase yi na emwa bia no a ewona ho odi mu no ochimi dia boa.
So in Christianity, one word I want us to leave here today. For us to be able to build our church, for us to be able to continue to attract more people, for us to be able to trust each other, we have to have this empathy for one another.
Ansana say ye Christopher yi na ye pesi enyini ye pesi ekoye enim ye pesi asafo enyini ene ye kese ye pesi enya gidie ema ye ho no ye hia sa atinka papa yi ewo ye na brabo.
When things happen, don't quick to judge.
Se bibisia me ditumika na enjai asafo no.
Empathy. Let all of us look at ourselves as a servant of God. When you look at yourself as a servant, then always you try the best you can to serve somebody, to walk alongside to somebody. And the only way you can do that is when you listen. That's what the Bible said. Listen before you talk.
Say ye a Christopher yi. Erade a hwehwe say ibenya saa atinka. Na aboa ama akaye ho abom. Obeye nipa obetie ansana wakasa.
So leadership, God has given everybody here a dominion. God has given us authority to lead, to do things, to help, to guide, to protect people. God has helped us. And we need executive leadership, administrators. We need people who can think more, who can know what is happening in the church and able to help and lead the church. And we need people who can able to be there and serve. Not to be there as present. About here I'm present. No. We want you to be there when people are going through difficulty.
Yeah, Christopher, Onyankopon ama yenyina nimdie anase tumi a eye animudie eho. Ye wosa achedie no se yoba anase obema enianimudie eho adwene ene ho modembo no ye wo na ebi ene obo odin se executive I was saying, yeah, one now, or yeniem, tifo wɔdwene asafo no na ɔtoto nneɛma ɛwɔ asafo no mu ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi nya enianim difoɔ ho a wɔn a ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛba ne yɛbɛhyia mu nko a ɛho na mmom sɛ yɛboaboa yɛn ho ne asɔsɔ yɛn ho ne so abia sɛdeɛ Bible no ka.
And then finally, I want you to be the person, the one person that somebody can call when you need help. Be the person that when somebody needs someone, you are the one the person can call because of who you are, because of your trust, and because of the empathy spirit that you have.
Me pesa wunyina won ba mo obi adi won uye nipa bi ewo ye nyina ye mu a so bi hia mo a wo ofra wo yi esan se o wo gidie ewo mu esan se wo hu subi ewo wo mu se wo atenkapa ama nipa nyina.
If you are here and you are not part of the church, we want you to understand now as we travel together, and it's always good to give yourself to the Lord. And if you are here and you have things bothering you, you always don't want to talk to people. The Bible said we should be there for one another. And open up. Let people understand what you're going through and they'll help you. And also, when somebody open up to you, let it be your burden. Don't take it out, but let it be your burden, then you can help.
So, what na say, umosia, kwan ebie ama say ubetimi edo ho ama Kristo. So once ha na wo how bi wugina okon bia no a enka no ntum biwa no nakasa esan se Bible mi hye ye nyina se yesoso ye ho eniso abia enti se wo biwa no na kasa enu ne ebehu na akon anu tum a obi nim ne a ekoso e wa brabo. Thank you. Edamasi. Amen.
Amen.